What's up, y'all? And we are back with another episode review for Hawkeye. And this episode was up in the ante on the action a little bit. But first, we got some clarifying and background information to get through before we get to the action. So, with the villain, we now get her backstory and how she's connected to the Ronin, and her name is Echoes, and she's essentially deaf. I think she was born deaf, or even she went deaf, or something like that. And she mainly communicates with sign language, which I definitely love because there's a lot more said through action. As you know, that's a common phrase. You say it with your actions, not your words, and there's a lot more said through the actions. And with her doing sign language, it throws you off to thinking that she's a legitimate threat, very dangerous, highly volatile, and stuff like that. But then you go to like sign language and trying to get her thoughts and convey her thoughts through that because she can't hear whatever you speak. She can probably speak most definitely, but it's just like she can't hear anything, so it's easy to communicate through sign language and ASL, which I thought was really dope. And I'm actually loving how they're using the plot point. Well, not really plot point, but like I want to say, I can't think of no name, so I'm just call it plot point. But I'm liking that plot point of deafness, especially in this episode, because Hawkeye, he's gone deaf, he has to use a hearing aid to hear, and so they decide to take that away. So now he's at a disadvantage and has to work through it in order to save him and Kate Bishop's butt. And so after we get that backstory and how Echoes is the way she is and why she's doing the things she's doing, basically on that path of vengeance, you could say. We get that comedic action type from Kate Bishop and Clint, and I think we saw this in the trailer where she's shooting the arrows and the people are chasing them, and she's shooting trick arrows, but she doesn't know which arrows are the trick and which arrows are regular arrows. And then all of that led to this very clever and awesome scene on the bridge where Clint tells her to shoot the arrow upwards, and they're trusting each other to shoot and won't miss the mark. And Clint decides to use the PIM particles, which are a cool little Easter egg, let you know that, yeah, Ant-Man gave him that, and stuff like that. So, yeah, after that, they retreat, head back to the hideout, lick their wounds, fix themselves up. They have this little scene where Clint is deaf, and his son calls, but he can't hear what he's saying, so he has to rely on Kate Bishop to relay everything. And this harkens back to Echo's warning, saying that you can't rely too much on the hearing aids because once you cripple, and you're basically either useless or at a major disadvantage. So I really, really like that as well. And there was just one of those scenes where you're like, oh man, you feel bad for Clint, and that. And, you wish that he wasn't in the predicament that he was in, right? But at the end of the day, he helps people, and he saw himself as an opportunity to help Kate because Kate messed up, right? So there's that. I'm liking how he's holding the Ronin play to his chest and not revealing it early on, which I'm thinking is going to be revealed later on in the series, probably maybe towards the end or maybe in the middle. That'll probably be like that big what the F moment. And they'll probably have Kate Bishop looking at him differently. And he'll be like, oh, I told you, I'm not a role model. This is what I did during the blip. So there's that. But overall, well, I'm skipping a part, but yeah, there was a part where they go to Kate's house trying to find more answers on the murder of Dumond and why they're at the auction and stuff like that. And then it leads off at a cliffhanger with the fiance, Jack, I think, going holding Hawkeye's sword point. So that's the cliffhanger, but there was no whatchamacallit, no end credit scenes, no mid credit scenes. So I don't think they're gonna do that until like maybe the last couple episodes, so that way they can either introduce a season 2 or introduce another series, something like that, you know. So pretty much that was it for this episode. Like I said, I really like those plot points that I mentioned earlier, and I'm liking how they're handling this whole situation, and they're divvying up the action with the storytelling. That way it's not too much action and there's less storytelling, or there's too much storytelling but less action. They're doing a good job mixing it up together, so that way I'm not feeling bored and I'm still engaged in the story. That way I'm not just like, oh man, I just want the action, you know, like some meathead or something, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Y'all got any theories, or y'all follow any theories channels, you know, let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, follow me if you want to, if not, then that's cool. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. It doesn't work.